room. Sometimes if you're singing outside, it can be a real issue as it gets sort of dark and, you know, in fact, funny enough, Sherry, I shouldn't be telling Sherry's story today, but we were talking about doing Fledermaus, and she said that she was at the end of the Chardas, which was, we were commiserating with what a difficult aria that is to do, and she said when she was singing it in Santa Fe, she finished with the high D, and a moth fell down dead at her feet. It must have been a great high D. Something else coming to tell us what to do. Anyway, well coped with. I just hope it wasn't going to fly in there. Yeah. Great, really lovely. We've worked together, we haven't worked on this before, but it's lovely. I think the first section you could take more time in between some of the phrases, and when it sort of gets going, it was a touch fast for me. I think you could just take more time in the general tempo at that point. And, you know, these kind of routine pieces, they're all about showing what the voice does. And I think, you know, it really does that for you. And your choice of ornaments in the second time round, I think, is great. I think you could have maybe put a couple more of the higher ones in. I mean, Brennan is a mezzo, but obviously a high mezzo, and all those kind of, these Rossini arias that were actually written, I don't know if this was written for Malibran, but all the, you know, the ones una voce and all those kinds of things were that very high mezzo, and if you have the higher notes and put it in, you can. And certainly soprano singers, in fact, when I was doing auditions and had to have a coloratura piece, this is what I sang. So I think you could a couple of times go up a little bit more and then do the ones that go down and show, hey, I've got it all, you know, why not? And also, I love the fact that you basically stand there and you have the control over this, and I see the support working great. Sometimes we need to sort of see that it isn't difficult for you. I mean, it is difficult for you, but you're not making it look difficult, which is great. But sometimes we need to see a little bit of that, and sometimes I think if you took your body a little bit in those things, we're like, oh, you know, it's sort of like, yeah, exactly. It's sort of like, oh, she's having to do that because that. And you don't, but it's also part of the performance sort of thing. That just feel that you're allowed to kind of embrace the fact that your body is singing all these notes and let it go with it a little bit. Okay. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the beginning. So, in between these phrases, just take time. Okay. And these runs in this, which have nothing in the accompaniment, you can, you know, play with them a little bit more if you want to. And I just think this is the time to do so, rather than obviously the second section, which you have to kind of keep going. Let's do bits of it anyway. Sort of into it. I like it. Just when the first time through, I was like, oh, we're doing ornaments already.
Oh, too much? Okay.
Well, but it happens a lot with you guys because you're good. The part of me goes, I'm not sure that it's a bit too soon for that, but at the same time, it's so great. I sort of don't care, you know. So it's sort of like sort of picking and choosing. I'm just wondering if maybe that's something you could save for later. Okay. Because that pattern, I think, comes up later. Also, kind of at this point, maybe because there's chords at the half bar, maybe it should be closer to the tempo. Do you know what I mean? Just try it.
Just from
on the page? Now that isn't a silly question, because in this sort of music, ornaments come in. So, sorry, that's why. Yeah, I don't hear the lower note. I don't hear the G sharp. So with this on, I sort of feel like I should be doing a Las Vegas residency or something. And Brittany Spears, I am not. Maybe we should have an operatic residency at Las Vegas. Let's go to Caesar's Palace and take it over. Anyway, that's sort of, I feel a little bit like I should be. Oops, I did it again. I knew any Britney Spears, did you? Sorry. Oh, I can't do the choreography, but I can, yeah. There you go. Okay, Las Vegas it is. Yeah, just I'm not sure. Just make sure you're on that low. Anyway, let's carry on for now. So, this is our song. Yeah. Sing R, C, rather than C, R, C. It's a nicer vowel. It's a nicer portmanteau vowel. Try it, R, C, just from there. Yeah. So try R, C, yeah. Questa al marche. Make sure again those lower vowels don't get darker. It's very common. Yeah, I'm sure I've said to all of you at some point. When you go down, just lift them over a little bit. So then, I don't think these are Rossini's marks by any means, but what's written is portamento between German, tremo, but they're not langue. There isn't one on the last one. The first two have the portamento and the last one doesn't. And I kind of like that because they're bigger spaces. Langue. Then I'm wondering if your big change should come after that. So that German, tremo, langue, that's when you go really piano. Okay. Just try it. Just ideas. Sure. Yeah. It's all about just different, you're great artists, all the singers here, and so it's about different ideas maybe, and you might go, I hate that, never going to do that again, but that's fine. It's a different way of thinking about it. Sure. So just try. Portamento on the first two, not the third, and then the piano is actually after that. Okay. Yeah. When you're saying the word tremo. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, don't have to quite verismo, but go for it. I mean, I like that a lot. I would wait like, that's the place where just don't rush it. You don't have to put a pause on the rest, but just kind of hold us in suspension a little bit. Just make us wait for that a little bit more. Great, let's carry on. So this is from Band Around Your Losing Your...
And you want it slightly slower?
Just a little bit, yeah. Still feeling, I think you did the rest really well. Whenever a line has a rest in it, doesn't mean it has to be a breath, but there has to be a connection. It's obviously done it for a reason. So, I think if you go to the constant you're going to say during the rest, it kind of fills it up for you. So you did it really well. It'll be harder when it's a bit slower, that's all. Just warning. But you knew that. Okay. it caught you mid. So I think take a little bit of time on the first one too. So I don't quite hear the clarity of the last two notes before you come down. So just so that you feel you can really make presence in them. And I like doing this piano, but I'm feeling it's coming away from the voice a little bit. You know, so if you want to go to that place, which is sort of a little floaty when you get to the top, and we've talked about this with a lot of people, if a soprano or a mezzo is going to float in the top part of the voice, the breath kind of goes back to do so. And really the breath should always keep coming forward, because if it goes back, you only have to get it forward again at some point. So try and think of it as just going to a really slim point at the top, because I see you change place for your A. Yeah, you feel that? Yeah. Which doesn't mean to say that's wrong if you really want to do this as an effect, but I think you'd have to take even more time and really show us that's what you intend. At the moment I'm thinking, does she really want to do that, or is that just where it goes to make it easier, kind of? You know what I mean? Let's try both of those again. So, La Calma, in some different key, I'm sure. From the bar 30, last beat of 30, yeah? It just seems too much of a sort of scoop, which is different from a portamento, as you know. Just take your time at the end of the run, that's all. Just a time, same place. Much better. General consensus. Yeah. So do you feel you did that?
Yeah, I just kept my air spinning through.
Exactly. So and I see your support. Sitting sideways is great because I see all on support working and it's great. But exactly, you just kept the air spinning there, but also you took more time to do it because you just okay, I didn't want her to do that. But musically, it works better anyway that way. There's so many times if you do the right thing technically, musically the right thing comes out because great composers knew how that worked. And so it's like the two are not separate. It's a bit technical. It's not. It becomes the right thing to do musically. So by taking that amount of time, you were able to do what you need to do with your instrument, but also musically it was perfect. Yeah, great. Let's carry on. Frankly.
Sure.
It was fine for Sutherland. Oh, see, amen. Kind of if you ever forget your words, if you just sing RC, you'll be fine. Yeah. That I would do that and not do it the first time. Because it's basically the same pattern.
Yeah.
I would leave it there because it's a big finish and it's great. Verra, like ta. Make sure that second vowel is yeah. Great. Okay, carrying on. Facet. intend to sing these notes?
The goal.
Just check it. Just check a couple of them. And also for me, I think I know it's easier kind of to keep with the orchestra with the accompanist if they're totally in the new tempo, but I think it's still clear, it's sort of like half speed, but it kind of launches in it. And I think if you do that, it's actually easier because it's actually the first couple of notes in that I don't quite yeah, exactly. And I think if you do that, it'll easy to get them, honestly. And then, do you join that? If you're going to breathe, breathe. Never apologise for it. Now, I'm not saying that you are, but also at the end of it, di gioia. I would not miss the notes out. I would just take a breath. And the thing is about fast breaths is that they very often do three things. If you're going to take a fast breath, what often happens is you don't sing the note before the breath properly, you don't breathe properly, and then the note after the breath isn't proper either. So you've kind of drawn, by trying to take a quick breath, three things have happened, all which are not particularly good. Whereas if you sing the note, take a breath, sing the next note, it's amazing you have much more time than you think. And you just take it, just do those things rather than think, I've got to take a fast breath. So just make it part of the music, just make it part of the phrase. And then we don't sort of notice it, honestly, it just becomes part of the music. And that's honestly a little tip. Everybody finds themselves at some point in the middle of a phrase that you never intended to breathe and you never have breathed at that point ever in your entire life, but something happens and you have to breathe. As long as it's not in the middle of a word, it's actually, no one's going to notice. So if you go, oh, say, can you see? We think you meant to do that phrasing. Whereas if you go, oh, say, can you? We go, oh, what happened there? You know what I mean? So it's a really good tip to have that basically, just take a breath. We all have to breathe. And if you make it, and people come, do you mean to breathe? I say, yes, it's my new phrase. Do you like it? And I love it. People always agree with you. So just take those breaths. Let's do it one more time for me. So just try it so that they're sort of half speed. This way there is an extra note that you're not singing, but I think that's just because you've learned it that way because of breathing. Joya, da joya, just take it. Yeah. Oh, totally. But no, that was much better. And then it's part of the phrase, and we just feel much more control from you, honestly. It's great. Let's do the second verse with the ornaments.
Yeah.
ready? Do you not like it?
Oh, I'll do it. Have you tried it?
Go for it. Big fan. So, D-Joy. What do you say? D-Joy, D-Joy. Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah. You give it like a couple of bars. Yeah.